Welcome back to Home Sweet Home Cooking. I am Rocky, your host, in my mother's kitchen. Say hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
She's over here. She's not a Southerner, so she's not going to be cooking on this video. This is part of the Southern Essentials series that I've been doing. I'm doing two recipes today. Fried fish, which I have started for the other video, and we're doing fried potatoes. Southern fried potatoes. There's different ways to fry potatoes. I'm sure one of these is going to be Southern. I didn't really bother to look. As long as you know how to fry potatoes, you should be able to figure this one out. I'm using russet potatoes for both of these, and I've got two potatoes that my mom had boiled, and these are been in the fridge for a couple days, cooled down. We actually tried doing this video a couple days ago, but my battery had issues, so we just had fish and potatoes, and now we're doing this in the middle of the week to do the videos. So I get fish twice this week. I'm happy. And fried potatoes. I love fried potatoes. So I'm going to go ahead and get the pan started and get that heated up. Oil, you can use whatever oil you want. Vegetable oil is fine. You can cook it in bacon grease. You can do some butter and oil mixture, but I'm using duck fat. Why? Because I can. And my girlfriend brought some home, so I got some duck fat. So I'm going to get the pan heated up here. I prefer cast iron. You want a good dollop, probably 2 tablespoons, 3 tablespoons worth, maybe even a quarter cup. And this is going to melt down and be delicious. Like I said, there's going to be a couple different ways I'm doing potatoes. One is the old, what we call home fries, and that's just taking the potatoes and raw potatoes, slicing them 1/8 of an inch maybe. You can do it on a mandolin, or if you can get them relatively the same size, you can go ahead and just do it with a freestyle with your knife, which is the way I did. And you're going to want to put some onion in with this style, this pan fry, at least we do. So it's going to be, get this melted down, some onion and some potato, and let it fry. I got a cover for the pan. The cover is going to do two things. It's really important when cooking raw potatoes like this, is you're going to trap some of the heat in, and it's going to make the potatoes cook faster so they don't tend to get burned on one side and still raw on the other. If you had a metal domed lid that would fit down in the bottom of your pan, that would be even better, because then you can put that down closer to the potatoes and have a smaller area for the heat to be trapped in. She just doesn't have a lid like that, but I didn't even know she had this lid, which actually fits the cast iron, which would be good enough. But we're gonna get this going, and when the oil's hot, I'll add the potatoes and we'll be back at that point. Okay, the oil is shimmering, which means it's hot. So it's time to add some taters. They should give it a little sizzle. You notice I'm breaking them up a little bit. I don't want them to be stuck together too much. And I'm going to put in some onion on there. I'm going to put the lid on and just let it go. I'll turn the heat down just a little bit, down to a medium. You can see I got the fryer up here. I'm not doing this in the deep fryer. This could all be done in the deep fryer. You wouldn't necessarily want to put the onions in a deep fryer like this. But this is the Southern style cast iron pan. This is the Southern style, so this kind of makes it more Southern than doing it here. We did because we couldn't get the battery to work last week for the camera, we just did all the potatoes in here instead of doing it in a pan, just because it was easier. So I'm doing everything in a pan today versus a fryer. Even the fish will be done in a cast iron pan. So this will be more your Southern style. So you've got the flat round disc, 1/8 of an inch, in the duck fat. You want to let them go until they get brown. You don't want to really move them until they brown. Then you flip them, and then they get brown. Then you can start moving them around to keep them from getting too brown until they're cooked through. The other ones are going to be your chunky potatoes. These are going to hold off until I get more oil. I'm going to actually have an oil bath for these to cook in. I'm going to do these cut the same way into chunks, but these being pre-cooked aren't going to need as much oil or heat to cook them, because I'm just heating them through and putting a crisp on them. So those are going to go in here with some duck fat as well. So these will be next with some onion. So while these are frying up, I'm going to go ahead and get these chopped up. Alright, I can see a little brown come up around the edges, so I'm going to go ahead and give these their first little flip. Metal flat bladed spatula would probably work a little better, but this is what I had. Don't worry about it now. the lid back on. Eat the onion that popped out. Okay, just keep, once they start to get brown, flip them again, flip them again, flip them again until they get a nice even coating brown. And by that time, they should be cooked through. So I'll be back in a few minutes. These are done. We'll go ahead and pull these off, put them on the plate. See, they got the nice brown color to them. And with everything, as soon as you get something out of frying oil, you want to hit it with your salt. I'm going to go ahead and throw a little bit of my cheese and salt on here because I like the flavor of it. Try the other end where it'll actually come out. And we're going to go ahead and get the next batch of potatoes started. Add a little more duck fat. And these are going to be the pre-boiled, parboiled potatoes. My pan is set at 330 degrees on this induction cooker. Somewhere between 320 and, well, 325 is normally where I try to go, but it doesn't, I can't get to 325, go 320 or 330. So at 330, go ahead and add these. These will cook faster. You also got to be a little more gentle stirring these because they're pre-boiled, they'll fall apart. And these, I'm actually going to season now in the pan. While they cook. I'm not going to put the pepper on them now. So get those going, get those frying, and while those are frying, I'm going to have a taste of these.
Without ketchup?
Without ketchup. That's the way I remember them. These are home fries, skillet fries, cottage fries. You want to try them?
Without ketchup?
Yes, without ketchup. You heard me. This is what I remember growing up in our house. Well, next to fish especially.
Yeah, we had fish.
Yep. But they're cooked through. They're not crispy, they're softer. These should be quite a bit crispier because they're pre-cooked when you put them in the oil. So we'll see. And I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to let these cook, get a little brown, give them a turn, let it get a little brown, give them a turn until they're done, and then I'll put them on the plate next to that. And then we're going to do the last batch of potatoes. So I'll be back in a few minutes. And these are ready to come off. Being pre-boiled, they did break up a little bit. But I got them browned as evenly as I could without getting them burnt. Now my mom said while the camera was off, she's not really keen on the duck fat, which is fine. She'd put ketchup on hers anyway and cover that up, so it doesn't really matter. But I like the duck fat. You can use chicken, what they call schmaltz, the chicken fat. When you roast a chicken, just boil it, hard boil it to get all the water out until it stops hissing. And then you can save that, and it's just like when you can the duck fat. Alright, I'm going to scrape this pan down a little bit and get this started for the next one. Because the next one, I need to actually add oil to the pan, not duck fat. So get that out. And I'm just going to add the oil from the fryer, because these are going to be deep fried in cast iron.
Now, since I'm in the South, I should get to pick a Southern essential, and this is it: ketchup. I was born with a jar of this in my hand.
Yeah, she didn't nurse off a baby bottle. She nursed off a ketchup bottle.
And it was good. I remember.
She says. More as I can. All right, so gonna get this up to temperature. Probably needs to be at least 330 to start with. 325 oil temperature. I've got my mom's thermal pen out to measure that, because these are going to get, if I can, I'm going to cook them through a little bit till they're almost done. Then I'm going to pull them out, let them sit, and finish cooking through. And then I'm going to bump up the oil to 350, put them back in, and get them a second cook, which should get them crisp on the outside. So while this is heating up, time for me to get a taste of one of these. It's got some brown on it. I like that. I like that a lot. I think I like the pre-boiled better than the sliced. Personally, my own personal choice. I think they're creamier, and you can get a better crisp on the outside by leaving them in that duck fat to sit the first time through. And these will come up more like French fries. So in this oil, let's see where we're at. I know this cast iron on the induction cooker doesn't take too long. Yeah, we're already up to 200 and some degrees, 230. But yeah, that's chicken fat, like the schmaltz, the duck fat adds a richness to it. Then doesn't matter. You can do butter in here. You can do part butter, part vegetable oil. People like that too. I know. Didn't we used to do half butter, half vegetable oil when we were cooking bluegill?
No.
Oh, you never did?
I didn't.
Okay, I used to. And that adds a buttery flavor to the cooking medium too. So you can do your potatoes in half butter, half vegetable oil, and that would add quite a bit of flavor to it. The oil is about up to 325, so I'm going to go ahead and lay these in gently. And I'm just going to treat these like a French fry. Get them moving. Just like you would shake the basket. Unless I'm just going to cook them till they're just starting to turn light pale brown. And then I'm going to pull them. And from there, I'm going to go ahead and, let's say, just drain them off for a little bit. And then turn the oil up to a higher temperature to get that final crispness on them. That really works. That's how a lot of the restaurants, your fast food restaurants, will drop the fries, they'll parboil them, they'll pull them up, and they'll let them sit warm, cook through, and then they'll drop them for that final fry to get them crisp. That's the way McDonald's does it, or did it at one point. Alright, the internal temperature on these bad boys is up to 205 degrees, so I can take them out for the first, so they cool down. I had to get a little bit browner than I wanted to this first go around, because they're thicker than a French fry, but that is okay. So I'm just going to set these out and let them cool for just a few moments while I get the oil up to a higher temperature, up in that 350 range. I had it at 325 and it dropped down and never came back above 300 while I was frying. So it cooked at a slower temperature to get them cooked through, and now you want to let them brown up at a higher temperature. But if you left them in there the whole time, they would get really, really brown on the outside without being cooked through on the inside. Alright, it's bouncing back now. I'm going to take the food out. Drop it down a little bit because it's up at a 350. Above 350, so actually I'm just going to shut it off for a moment. Because I want those to sit. I don't want the oil to keep getting hotter. Sweet potatoes, we're just talking about this while the camera was off or in between shots. I've been doing I've been gifted a case of sweet potatoes again, and I've been doing a lot of sweet potato fries at the house because I like sweet potato fries. And I've been doing them just like this here, just like I am now, making them into chunks instead of fries sometimes, depending on how I want them, depending on what I'm eating them with. This chunk potato is a good option if you don't really want fries with something, but you do like the fried potato. It's kind of hard to put fried onion in here. I mean, yeah, you can saute an onion in a fryer like this. Don't get me wrong, it can be done. But it won't add flavor to the potato like it does in a pan, so I don't see the necessity of putting onion in your oil. It's just going to make your oil go bad faster, in my opinion. I might be right, I might be wrong. Alright, now the temperature is leveling off, drop below 350, so I can go ahead and turn it back on again. And these are probably, let's try one. Yep, they're cooked through, but they're not crisp. So now what I'm gonna do is, like I said, I'm gonna get this oil back to a little above 350, drop them in there and crisp them up, and we'll be back when I get them ready to go back in. Alright, they are back to 350. The oil is back to 350. So these are going to go back in at that higher temperature. The oil temperature shouldn't drop because these are cooked through. And now I'll say I'm just going to get them nice golden, darker golden brown and let them crisp up. Salt. Do you want seasoned salt on this one or just regular salt on the fried type?
Don't care, because I put ketchup on them.
I'm going to do my seasoned salt because I prefer, like I say, there's nothing wrong with salted fries. I love salted fried potatoes, but I like a little bit of kick, a little bit of heat in mine. My girlfriend's daughter used to work for a company that had, oh, I can't remember the name of the salt that she got, but the company made a salt that they used as a promotional giveaway. And now she works for another company that also has a salt that they give away, a seasoned salt, but a very hot seasoned salt. That's from the 811 magazine, the Call Before You Dig for for townships and all that. So I get some really good seasoned salt from her. I do like mine better though, because I do get the chipotle flavor out of mine. All right, nice golden brown on them bad boys. We'll go ahead and turn this off for now. I don't want to get it too hot before I start the fish. But as you can see, the color, I'll get the close-up here in a second, the color on these is quite a bit different than a pan fry because they're able to get that higher oil temperature and get them crisp. And these won't taste like duck fat, so no excuses there.
No, the ketchup helped.
All right. Whoops, that's too much. I don't know if I'll be able to eat enough if I put that much on there. Alright, I'm going to go back over here and get you a close-up of these potatoes. So from right to left, these are the disc ones, the cottage style fries that I grew up on, the home fries. These are the ones that were pre-boiled in duck fat. Both of these are duck fat, and then these nice crispy ones are the ones that I just did in the deep fried in the cast iron. And I know because they just came out of the fire, they're gonna be hot as you know what, but I'll burn them off for you guys. You give them a try, Mom? See what you think, get one bite before you put ketchup on it.
Oh.
It's a fried potato, it's like a french fry.
Do I have to?
Yes, you have to.
Without ketchup?
Without ketchup.
Oh well. So
I don't know which one y'all would consider your southern fried potatoes. Probably one of the first two, but I just showed the third way. Go ahead, come in front there. I just showed the other way to do them because, you know, if you're deep frying fish anyway, you might as well, you know, you can try something like this, more of a french fry. All three are good. I prefer the middle one, the pre-boiled, fried in the duck fat with the onion is still my favorite. That to me is a fried potato. So make a comment down below if you're southern, which one you say more closely aligns with your true southern style potato, southern fried potato. But I'm gonna call that a success for fried potatoes because I love fried potatoes and I love these. So thank you for watching. We'll take this one off the list that I've done. Like I say, I don't remember the number, but it's gonna be gone. I know it's like 17 or somewhere down in the bottom. But we'll take that off the list. I'll have the number in the title. And now, time to get on to the rest of that fish video.